So how was your morning? So you very
not too bad, not too bad. Getting some work and things done. So, hey everybody, this is Dr. Shaan from Vitality Chiropractic. Welcome back to our interview series where I'll be talking with other health professionals, learning more about their stories, how they got started, and of course the people that they help. Today's guest is Tricia. Tricia is Singapore's only Seifu therapist and the founder of Just Seifu. This is a practice from Japan and is a very different approach than typical massage. So good morning, Tricia. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Dr. Shaan. I'm doing great.
Okay, so for those who've never seen a Seifu practitioner before, how would you describe Seifu to them?
For those, Seifu therapy is very new. I mean, it's very new in Singapore, but it is not new in Japan. So Seifu therapy is a technique. So therapy is founded in Japan, like what I have explained, because this therapy was founded by this man by the name of Tricia. So how he found this therapy is by helping the athletes in Japan who are the national athletes, because he wants to help them to repair from the injury as soon as possible and have the top performance. So what he has done is this therapy is by doing this therapy, it can help on to perform better. And this therapy technically is by lifting the skin instead of pressing the skin. So and this therapy is actually something that which is very relaxed. So the belief is if when we relax, we tend to have better acceptance to the therapy. So we are not doing the lift, we are not doing the pressing or doing anything compressed to the skin. We are actually doing lifting on the skin. So the intention of lifting is so that it has more expansion, and so that underneath the skin there is more space for the cell to move. So the benefit of this therapy can go up to the level of cellular, because by doing the therapy on the skin, it can actually induce the vibration on the skin. And after the skin has been vibrated, because the skin has attached on many layers of skin, and after the skin, we do have the cell underneath, and after the cell, we do have the organ. So the intention is to have the top level as skin as a medium. We do the therapy on the skin, and after the skin has been vibrated, then the vibration will go down. And it helps to generate more oxygen. It helps to generate the cell have to be movement, and also by doing this therapy, they will induce a lot of relaxations in our body, because by doing this therapy, we actually have a lot of movement on the skin. And it's tested in Japan that there is a medical journal talking about how this can affect our brainwave. It actually has a positive brainwave result by doing this, because of the rhythmic movement. Because of this, actually can help to relax our body. So the approach is more on the positive approach, which is giving more relaxation so that it can induce the acceptance to the therapy, and by having that can provide a better blood circulation. So I hope I have explained better.
No, it's very good. For the lifting then, would that have an effect on possibly the lymphatic system as well?
Yes, definitely. Because the lymphatic system is very close to our skin, and by us doing the therapy, usually the therapy will actually include the lymph nodes and also meridians. Yeah. So what we're having here is we all of us have this kind of system, like how we do have meridian, we do have a lymph node. So by doing this therapy on all the areas, it actually helps our body to have a better energy in the meridians. At the meridians, we have 14 meridians in our body, and also the lymph node. The lymph node is actually is something that which is important in our body. So by doing this, the first thing that our body will accept is actually the detoxifications on our skin. So after detoxification, then it actually helps our body to relax. And after relaxation, it has actually helped our body to rejuvenate. So that's the whole concept about helping our body to detox, because by having detoxification, then only the nutrient can go in, because our body will have a lot of toxins because of we have exposed to polluted air and a lot of things that can cause us to have a lot of toxin in our body. So because of this, is really something that a therapy that can help us to do all this at the same time.
Okay, and let me ask you, if we go back to the beginning, how did you get into Seifu? How did you find out about this, and how did you train to be a Seifu therapist?
Okay, so my friend actually introduced this therapy to me, and at the first place, I wanted to explore on something to help on my knee, because I do have this when I do have my knee swelling every 5 years. I don't remember that, but my doctor, my GP actually remembered that, because every 5 years I go to the doctor and ask her, can you help me? I got knee swelling. The knee swelling can be so intense until I couldn't even squat. So I realized that this is actually occurring to me, and I can't find the result. I do a lot of testing, the blood tests and a lot of things. I really cannot find. And my friend approached me and said, hey, there is this natural healing therapy from Japan. So would you want to try to attend and to see? So I went there with the mindset that I want to help myself, because the knee is very important to me. As in, I would rely, and also to everyone, because I would rely on my knee to walk and to be independent. So I want this. I want to learn this therapy for myself to heal myself, so that I don't rely on medications. I don't and I understand there's some side effect to the medication. So the intention is really for myself. So I went there and I see that, oh, okay, this is actually something more. A lot of things can be done, and it was a therapy course. So, and it was very intense for me, because I am not from that profession at all. So I actually learned this, and then I practiced on myself, and good enough that after that I don't have this I don't have knee pain anymore. I don't need to go to see doctors for this for any like anti-swelling pills or any painkillers because of that. So I start to believe that this actually works. And after, my friend again invited me to go to Japan to attend the conference. So I went there with an open eye to see, wow, actually there's a lot of people over there are actually doing Seifu therapy. So people like doctors, surgeons, and nurses that actually believe in this therapy as a complement to healing of themselves, and also to any patients in the hospital. So what then happened is I went to, and I saw some of the testimony really touches my heart. I saw this, the testimony about a man or an old man with a bed sore was actually being cured. So I said, wow, this is something very close to my heart, is because I saw my own dad actually, my late dad actually passed on because of the bed sore conditions. All of us are very painful, and because we didn't know what to do. But then, I feel that if this therapy that I have known earlier, I can actually do it for him, so that I can reduce his suffering. As the children to our parents that are suffering, when you see them suffering, we definitely feel more pain. And the pain was with me for a very long time. And until I found this therapy, I said, how nice if I could actually do it for my own parents. And so then I said, okay, instead of, I can't do it for my late parents, so I could actually do it for others as a blessing from my parents, so that I can actually do this to other people to help them to reduce the pain or to help them to recover. Because the fact that it can actually help to recover the bed sore, it helps the cell to regenerate, so that the cell can be recovered. So that is the layman understanding for myself in terms of how this can actually help. Then further than that, I feel that, I could really feel people who are in pain when who actually see their parents feeling pain. So so the intention of me is to help as many people as possible, so that they know that there is actually a therapy, this therapy exists that can help their parents, so that they know that they have done their best to whatever extent, so that they can give the best quality of life to their parents. yeah, while they're still alive. Yeah. So that's why I became a therapy, and because I want to contribute to as many people as possible to help them with this therapy.
You mentioned before you weren't in this kind of field previously. What were you doing before you started doing Seifu?
Yeah, before this, I'm actually a qualified accountant. I passed my ACCA, and I have over 20 years of experience in accountancy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it was actually something very new to me in at the beginning when I attended the course, and it was something very intense. I was only in touch with figure, which is numbers, and when I go to the course, I need to in touch with people's body parts, which is totally different. So I took a while. I really took a while. I wanted to understand more. I went deep enough to understand why are we doing this. So I took a while. Then only I actually started to understand. Why are we doing this? So I took a while. Then only I become a therapist. Yeah.
Okay. And what have been some of the biggest challenges of this transition and, of course, becoming a practitioner?
Yeah, the transition is I started to help as many people as possible during when I was working as an accountant during part time, and also I actually help people who are in the homes, and also I help people with my understanding. So the very first thing is I need to explain to people what this therapy is. So I studied very hard and understand very hard on physically how does it help. But I don't know what is the background. Physically, as in I know where to do, what to do, but I do not know why am I doing it. So the challenge initially is I'm going to do a lot of research. I understand better on why are we doing this, and I ask many people about why a lot of why, and I need to explain to people something very new. So like I am the first one in Singapore, and I need to explain to people, yeah, why are we doing this? Why is this so much different from what other technique is like pressing or compress? So then this is a challenge that everyone that I meet, I need to actually explain, or even in deeper manner on why this therapy is so effective. Yeah. So the challenge also is about understanding it better. Yeah. So these are the challenges that I had initially in order to help many people. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the people or the common conditions that you help in your practice?
What are the common people that I'm helping? Are people who are in chronic conditions like cancer patients who are actually in the midst of doing chemotherapy. Help their body to actually rehab before the chemo and after the chemo. Yeah, so because they have a lot of symptoms after the chemo, like nausea or can't able to sleep. So I actually help them with this therapy so that they can actually feel better, and then by the cell being recovered. So then the patient can actually go to the next stage of the chemotherapy. So if the recovery is good, the number of sessions of the chemotherapy actually can reduce. So the intention is to help them to reduce as much as possible of the chemotherapy, and also how they feel and how their body reacts to the chemotherapy is better off compared to when the therapy is not being performed. Yeah, and also other clients that I normally do therapy are people who are having insomnia issues. Like, for example, people having a lot of issues before, how come they cannot sleep? Yeah, so this therapy can actually help people who are having insomnia issues, and also the other one is people with bipolar. I have a client who have bipolar, yeah. So, and also people who actually have a lot of induced with a lot of medication. So due to medication, it can actually cause some of the side effects. And then because of this therapy, when this therapy is performing, like I mentioned about detoxification, it actually help the body to detoxify, because some of the times our body not able to actually detoxify by itself. So it needs another therapy to actually go in to help to detox whatever toxins or whatever things that needs to be purged out. Yeah.
Okay. So of course you have a busy patient list, and you're currently working in multiple, well, not currently of course because of the lockdown, but you work in multiple locations. What do you think are some of the most important factors of your success?
Yeah, I would think the most important is I always focus on the customers. I mean our clients' needs. So time management is very important because when the client has limited time, so I will do my very best to actually help to commit to the time. Yeah, no doubt sometimes it's actually multiple locations, but I will do a time management on how do I actually go. So some of people I serve not only in the center that I'm working, and sometimes it's a house call. So because cancer patients, they may not be able to come to our center, so I have to go to there. So I will actually need to even carry my massage table to go together. So I will actually need to manage a time in terms of when can I go there, and so with the equipment and everything. Yeah.
Okay. And what are some of your goals for both your practice and for the profession in general?
The goals that I have for this profession is I want to reach out to as many people as possible to tell them that there is this therapy exists, and I like to help them as much as possible. At least I give them a second chance so that they can learn and they understand that how this works. Yeah. So by doing this, by how do I do this is I actually can conduct workshops, and then I teach them on DIY on how this can be done on themselves, and also loved one. Yeah. So and also the other, I mean, not only locally in Singapore, and also in abroad, like because I can actually become a visiting practitioner in some of the resorts, and from there actually I can reach out to more people globally, where people actually go to those resorts, and then I will do the therapy for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you're talking potentially about doing something online, maybe doing kind of like a webinar or a social media seminar. How's that going?
Yeah, I think it's in the development stage. I mean, it's ongoing. So when the link is ready, I will actually send it to everyone so that they can actually come in and have a look and see what therapy is this, and then people get to understand what this is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, looking forward to it. Okay. So say in an ideal world, what changes would you love to see both here in Singapore and in other countries in the healthcare system?
Okay, in healthcare system, I like to, I have the vision that it will be good that a lot of healthcare actually accept what is alternative to medicine treatment. Like this is a complement to the healing of the person. Everyone actually has different body, have a very unique body. So everyone receives different techniques differently. So if that is working together as in with the medical expert, and with complement to medicine therapy, and then it will actually enhance the healing process and give the patients a better quality of life. So this is what I envision that the acceptance of alternatives to medicine treatment can be actually more wider in Singapore.
Okay. And given the current lockdown, what are some tips or some advice that you would give for people who are now spending more time at home?
Yeah, so I would say that one of the things that you can do is just to do online learning. Yeah, so like I would think that learning Seifu is actually very very simple. So I do have my online learning as soon as possible. Just log into my website or my Facebook page. Yeah, you will be able to see when it's ready. Yeah. So as far as possible, other than the therapy, what other things that we can do is we have to have the adequate sleep, fluid, exercise. Yeah, and of course, nutrient food. So we are now locked down at home. So as far as possible, if we can, actually can prepare the food ourselves so that we can really eat the real food.
I think by the end of this circuit breaker period, there's going to be a lot of Michelin star chefs at home. So I think things are definitely going to change in the amount people are cooking.
So that is what I think we can do at home. And then of course, the benefit of lockdown is to get more time to actually spend more time with your family members.
Absolutely. So before we end today, I just want to go a little bit more personal. If you could talk to yourself, say 5 years ago, what kind of advice would you give to yourself?
Okay, if 5 years ago, I will actually start my just don't care about anything. Just start my psychotherapy journey as soon as possible. So that I can reach out as many people as possible. Because I feel heart shape when I see people suffering. So sometimes if I could actually shorten the period of me learning and then go down just without fear and with a class that this therapy really works, it will actually shorten the process, and I will actually in touch with more and more people so that I can help them to have a better quality of life.
That's a beautiful message.
Thank you.
Well, okay, thank you so much, Tricia, for joining me today. Thank you for everybody who's watching live or anyone who's going to be watching on the replay. If you have any questions, of course, you can always contact me by 8438-9550 or help@vitalitychiropracticcentres.com. Of course, you can always put your comments into the video below, or you can contact Tricia via Just Seifu on Facebook if you have any questions. Okay, everyone stay safe and have a great day. Thank you again for joining me, Tricia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shaan. Appreciate. Namaste.
Namaste.